Hey, what's up, guys? This is the host man Gabriel here, and welcome back to the Flick Experience. Now, I know I should have posted this episode like 2 days ago, but because of that, 2 days ago, I went to go see the new film with Brad Pitt, F1, the Formula One racing film. It is directed by Joseph Kosinski, written by Aaron Kruger, who also wrote the story treatment as well. It stars Brad Pitt as Sonny Hayes, Damson Idris as Joshua Pierce, Javier Bardem as Cervantes, the owner of Apex, and Kerry Condon as the technical director of the team as well. So either way, I saw the Formula One racing in theaters around 2 days ago, and I have to say I really like this film. This is one of those movies where if you're not a fan of racing or if you love enjoying racing, like in movies and overall, I recommend you see this film. I was very surprised by this film. Even when it was first announced with the trailer, like I think about a year ago or a couple, even like months ago back in the day, I kind of knew that this movie was going to be a hit. I mean, I could just tell when Joseph Kosinski is starting to direct this film, I just immediately knew, like, yeah, Joseph Kosinski, the guy from Top Gun Maverick, which by the way was fucking flawless. Him like actually directing this film, that has got to be like the best choice for directing. I mean, we could all admit that Joseph Kosinski, he's starting to be on the rise of becoming like one of the top action directors with real cinematography, real directing, and real action sequence practical stunts. Like if there was ever like an action science fiction film or anything that's action overall, I would hire Joseph Kosinski. I mean, the guy has a good movie resume overall. I mean, in the beginning, he was known for Tron Legacy and Oblivion, and it's like, okay, that's cool. But with Top Gun Maverick, he was able to take movie making to the next level with producer Tom Cruise working together. And now it's Brad Pitt and Joseph Kosinski working together. That's a big, huge fucking deal. So Formula One on the movie, it like I said, it stars as Brad Pitt as Sonny Hayes, and Sonny Hayes is a longtime driver who had a career back in the day from like the early '90s, but eventually and it fades away out the wild due to a bad crash. So now like 30 years later into the future, the owner, which is Javier Bardem's character, is like struggling the Formula One racing team Apex, which I hope it's a real company because there's like Ferrari and Nissan and other stuff like that. So, anyway, he convinces Sony to return to racing and become the best in the world. And driving alongside the teams is hotshot rookie Joshua Pierce, played by Damson Idris, he's a bit of an arrogant and at first, but also is a struggling driver trying to win races for the F1 Apex team because he feels like he's always cocky all the time, and he has no idea what he's going into as a partner, and he feels like he's on the verge of losing his job. So throughout the whole movie is that they both have to work together as the characters have some fundamental development to get along and put aside their conflicts with each other because they have beef with each other at first, but so they struggle, but they're also building some development, working together as a team on how they drive and work as a team to win some races in these F1 Grand Prixes, as we like to call them. And yeah, some people might say it's cliche. It's like, oh, it's the old racer driver giving the hotshot rookie the chance, and they have some conflicts and how they drive and stuff, and they say like it's Top Gun Maverick, just with racing. I mean, like that's what they said about Days of Thunder. Does anybody remember that film? Maybe it's a little cliche, but it works because it's entertaining. And I personally don't mind if some plots are like cliche or a little predictable, as long as it's like it's entertaining and at least gets to the story with the pacing right, then I'm good. I'm fine with it. So here's my pros and cons with this. But before I get that, let me just say this, for example. The directing with Formula One racing, and keep in mind, I'm not a fan of F1 racing. I've seen it in it before on TV. I even played some games on my PlayStation back in the day. It is probably one of the most entertaining racing sports ever. And I have to admit, it's fun to watch, whether it's NASCAR, F1, or even Baja racing. It's really cool just to see these awesome race cars driving on the tracks, almost like 160 miles per hour. And it is probably epic. So I recommend if you ever seen an F1 racing sport, or if you ever been to one, or if you ever watched one, or if you even drive in one, or you know someone, let me know. I want to hear your thoughts on it. So here are my pros and cons from this film. Pros is Kosinski's direction, like his racing sequence, I'm not joking. I knew it was going to happen, but I personally, even to myself, a lot of people say, "Oh, this is going to be a great director because you're going to feel like you're right in the cockpit and the driver's seat driving the car." All right, and it's like, yeah, it's true. I felt that adrenaline. I felt like I was watching this. Where you're literally inside the racing car at the F1, and you're driving super fast, very quickly on the speed. And I really love the direction cuts he's going on to when you're driving the race cars, passing the other drivers as well. Oh, and you know what's strange though? You never get to see the other characters. Or like the other drivers from the other teams, though, where it's only on Brad Pitt's and Danson Edris's character, and that's all. That's the main focus. But it would have been nice to see that. But either way, the driving is phenomenal. The driving is like probably one of the best directing I've ever seen. If you're going to direct a racing sports sequence of a movie. And next is Brad Pitt and Denzel Edwards characters and how they have struggles but eventually learn how to race together as a team. Like I said, they both like have some beef with each other, thinking, "Hey, I'm the best. You're just the old driver." And the old driver of Brad Pitt's character, Sonny, is like, "Look, I'm just in it for the racing. That's all I am. I love racing. I'm in it for the racing, and I just want on a race, and I just want to help out." In his backstory, just a little bit, he was a long-time race car driver for NASCAR, Baja drag racing. He's been around the circuit for a long time. And this new guy, Joshua Pierce, is like, "Look, I can do this, and look, I'm on the verge of being fired, but I don't want to mess up my reputation just for the celeb status." But eventually, they start to grow and learn from each other, and eventually they connect and work together as a team. So that's why I like. So that's why I like. It's working together as teammates. That was cool. And then also it's the sound. I really like the sound, just the feeling of the race car driving sequence. As soon as the engine revs up and initiates, it's like go at the start of the race. It's flawless, and I even love the announcer too because you get to hear a lot of the announcer always being and like they're coming in at first place. Is the stock car our drivers coming in and the safety car our drive because there's a lot of rules in Formula One racing that even I didn't know about, and some people might find it annoying a little bit, but I don't mind. At least the announcers he's very exciting about it. That's what keeps it entertained. So I really enjoyed what the announcers do. But the sound, just hearing the cars driving on the road at top speed, that's got to be like the best in the movie. So the direction, the sound, and the characters. Now time for the cons. The cons is there's a bit of a forced romantic relationship of Brad Pitt's character and Carrie Condon's character with the technical driver. I mean, there's sort of like a little spark interest of romantic, but I just didn't really buy it. It just felt like it was a little bit forced, like, oh, Brad Pitt's gonna hook up with this the hot woman as the technical director as she's running the show. Oh, to how to give the strategy of driving. And I thought her part art was being all right. All right. I mean, Carrie Condon's a good actress, and I don't know. I just didn't see it coming. I could tell people in my theaters, there were some women in the theaters, they were just like, "Oh, is Brad Pitt gonna get with her and stuff?" And I'm just like, I don't really buy. To me, so to me that I was just forced a little bit. And then the next thing is, it's a little hard to understand the technical side of it. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong or forgive me if I don't know much about cars and the engines and how they set up. But I do love how pit crew is gonna come in and change the tires and all. These guys can do it fast, very quickly. I wish all automobile shops can fix cars, change the tires, give gas very quickly in under 10 seconds. So it's a bit hard understanding the technical side, even as a new watcher, observer that's never been into cars. It kind of drags the run times a little bit, and then there's like a mini subplot of a team being bought out by one of the owners who wants to sell the team because they're kind of at the underdogs in the Grand Prix season and stuff. But it's just like, I don't know, the subplot I didn't get, the technical side it's hard to understand and it drags a bit. But overall, I enjoyed the movie overall. The Grand Prix racing from all over, from the United States to France, and which is pretty big in Europe, in English, and even Abu Dhabi in the Middle East, and sometimes in Mexico, even in Vegas. Yes, I didn't even know that, but it's like the race sequence is even the tracks and I guess you could say the environment sets. I bet there were tons of extras when they were making this film. It is amazing. I shit you not. It is a well-made racing car movie slash action sports kind of a film. Brad Pitt and Damson Idris' characters, they're great. The great movie stars. I don't know if you guys ever saw the picture with Tom Cruise, who's being at Brad Pitt's premiere, and how they're both movie stars and like both had some direction by Joseph Kosinski. You have to admit, those guys are movie stars, and Joseph Kosinski, he's starting to be one of the most talented directors I've ever seen, and I can't wait to see more on what else he can do to make movies like that brought to life. So it's possible in filmmaking they can make sequences like that. Overall, My score for this film is I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 G stars. So yeah, there you have it, guys. I'm just gonna get straight to the point on here. I really like this film. It is super awesome. Go watch it with your friends, with your family. Let me know what your thoughts on the comments below, or even email me the comments. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GFB_hostman. And I'm also on all over the Spotify platforms in podcasting. Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, even iHeartRadio. Oh, so you can look at all of them. Just type in my name, Gabriel's Flick Experience, or Gabriel the Host Man, GFE Host Man, or whatever. I'm all there. And don't forget to follow my YouTube channel since this is season 4, and everything in my other seasons from 1 through 3 are also on the podcasting platforms. And let me know. And don't forget to check out my live stream too that I did, I think about a week ago. And let me know what your thoughts on it too. And also, before I go, I have one more like thing I also want to give to you. This is sort of like sort of fan service. I just need your help on something. Let me know what ideas you want to bring to me. I am open for any ideas, any collaborations. If you want to send me some podcasting ideas or any new content video ideas, let me know. My email's right there on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram page. Any business stuff, let me know your ideas, what you want me to do for a next review, or how do you want me to present them, or just anything. I'm here with your thoughts as long as it's clear and all or appropriate. But let me hear your ideas on what else I can do to grow this channel, the podcasting channel. Let me know your thoughts. Give me some ideas. And like, yeah, let's stay connected. So, as usual, this is Gabriel the host man saying to you all, good night, everyone.